As I said, Kaloyan is with us today. He is the CEO of SolarMD. I'm sure several of you know about this company, a really amazing company that I got a chance to discover about 2 years ago in Cape Town. Kaloyan has a very, very large experience in the energy sector, which he has been working in different parts of the world. He worked with the Dewey Group, with PSI Techniques, SET PCB Technology in Germany, Bulgaria. And I noticed that you're also an executive advisor to Core Energy. So maybe it will be interesting, Kaloyan, to explain a little bit that link and that work that you're doing with them. And so, yes, very pleased to welcome you. I'm very keen to hear about the latest developments on your side in a very, very exciting moment for the industry. Kaloyan, the word is yours.
Hi, John. Thank you so much for the invitation. It's a great honor to be part of this discussion, especially energy storage, such a hot topic. So, as you know, the sun can supply in 1 minute the whole energy required for the whole year of all the industries, including manufacturing, household electricity, heating, cooling, and to gather this is basically to store it. So I started had quite a significant career at UV, visiting many countries and building megawatts of solar plants. But I discovered that maybe it's a much better option to develop into storing this energy. And that's how our company SolarMD started in 2014. So we are based in Cape Town. We manufacture from the early days already developing the technology to build battery packs. Today the topic is residential, so that's how our company started growing in the beginning. We did 600 residential installations in the first year. In that time we were doing installations, so in order to prove the product is good enough, so we didn't want to grow too quick. At the moment we are manufacturing, just maybe I should start sharing my presentation.
Yes, it's coming now. Perfect. Yeah.
Okay. So basically at the moment we are manufacturing in all sectors, from residential, which is still about 80% of our production, basically based on load shedding in South Africa and many small residential installations within Africa, which gives us quite a significant push in this sector. Also a lot of commercial, industrial, and since beginning of last year, also utility scale. So we have already about 50, 60 sites which are on the high voltage industrial and utility scale. So obviously power security for South Africa is important, but also developing a software which is making the battery a smart battery via our Logger V2, so we can update firmwares remotely over the air in all around the world. We can support better the systems which has been installed, and we work with a lot of mini grid operators like Gracia, who is going to lead the panel after me. They supply 20 to 30 mini grid containerized solutions every year, and hopefully more. So our footprint at the moment is not only Africa, even the battery is designed for Africa. So we already have systems in the United States, and the European market is growing very quick in the last year. Our company does in-house the full mechanical engineering. So we basically design all our battery packs from scratch. Not everything is manufactured internally, so we work with many local subcontractors which are around us in Cape Town, and electronic engineering, so our own BMS, our own Logger V2, everything is in-house designed, and we write our own software. So from low-level microcontroller programming up to web interfaces, server interface, everything is in-house. And if there are interested listeners at the moment who may be interested in work in this field, especially software engineering, we're very open to explore and even hire relatively inexperienced but very motivated young people from all around the world to start basically working with us on this. We are planning to develop the software part much more in the future. So as I mentioned this already, the residential, commercial, isolated grids, so basically a lot of semi-off-grid installations, complex hybrid installations, which we help the EPCs to basically achieve their projects, and a lot of energy management system, which is with our advanced AI monitoring and control. So the products look like this. So the residential products are in this area. Let me see if I can, okay. So this area, so basically these are all our residential products. Then that's the large scale commercial and mini grid solution, which mainly many of the companies do themselves. So we do relatively low volume in-house. So mainly we help other companies to develop that skill with building containers and mini grid solutions. And this is the Logger V2, which allows the remote monitoring and control of the systems, supports also multiple inverter brands monitoring, EV chargers, meters, and so everything in order to achieve a great product, a great project for the EPC. So the flagship products, which has been installed now for the last 5 years, the SS202, one of the biggest systems in Africa and in the world until that date when it was installed, was done in South Africa with 2.8 megawatt hours, multiple units with a Victron technology power conversion system with SS202. This is more 7.4 kilowatt hour residential product, which is also 7.4, but just a slick design on the wall. Here one more time, the products. We have this small unit, which is typically for a load shedding protection, 3.7 kilowatt hours, lasts for 3 to 4 hours on a normal household plugs and lights. I have one of these in my house also, so in my apartment, so it works quite well. And then solutions which they may be very complex and very big. They can go up to 50 megawatt hours. Also can be paralleled to achieve greater storage capacity and power output. So all the basically parts inside are also designed in-house, and we resell them also to other integrators which do containerized solutions. The monitoring system looks like this. I can show you also live presentation just after I finish with this slides. So there is a dashboard, two types of dashboard, one more commercial, one more for residential, and multiple graphs. And then for more basically fault finding and more technical people can drag into any device and look into any specific data what may be interesting for the operation and maintenance. And that's the map currently with the installations. Not all of them have loggers, but at the moment we are with about 10,000, more than 10,000 should be, because the presentation is a bit old. So more than 10,000 users on our platform with multiple batteries per project or multiple sites per user, but the total amount of users is about 10,000 at this stage, which required significant updates in our servers, and yeah, it's quite a bit of work, which doesn't include knowledge of energy storage or PV, but we are doing it quite successfully so long. This is some of the installations of our partners, just to show you how the product sits installed. That's a container with Sunny Islands, which is working now for the last 5 years in South Africa. This is also SMA installation with 2 batteries on the wall, Goodwin installation, Victron. That's some of the bigger ones which are installed within Africa. That's in USA. It looks like this with an IPS inverter, Exeron. So high residential sites in South Africa. That was done by an EPC in Johannesburg, Journey to Green, and this is from IPS in US. This is installations of, this one is from Sustain Solar, and these are multiple DC microgrid installations in Johannesburg, bank projects in South Africa done by Mikasa. And yeah, so that's so long the presentation. I just want to show you the monitoring system, just a quick overview. So a typical hybrid site. See if you can see it.
Yes,
I'm not sure
we're seeing, yeah.
So basically, I'm gonna just maybe, okay, it's another monitor, so I need to turn around a bit. So this is a typical commercial mini grid solution. It has about 300 kilowatt of PV. The load is up to 630 kilowatt and almost a megawatt hour of battery. It is grid connected, but it has also a generator, and it can basically in load shedding can operate completely off grid, or it can start the generator out of our system as well. So the devices which are installed on this site to enable this operation are basically our logger V2, then an SMA energy meter, which allows us to monitor what is the input from ESCOM, which looks like this if you open it. So all the data, as you see, down to the basically voltages, currents, cumulative energy, everything what SMA stores on their side, we plug it on our platform. And there are settings here, maximum power. If they swap the cities, you can reverse the direction of the cities here, software-based. This is basically DC charging modules, which take from the AC and converts into DC that can be used for generator operation as example. So the generator can operate at the same time as the grid, or it can operate with any other AC device. We have our 12 high voltage batteries modules, which are connected in parallel. So each module is, in this case, 71 kilowatt hours. You can see all the information. You can drag down to cell level and temperatures of each module, so basically the battery consists of 224 cells, very detailed information, cell voltage differences, multiple settings remotely can be done here. And a Sangro 630 kilowatt PCS, which we like to use quite a lot. So we use a lot Sangro products for all these complex sites. So that's how it looks. Also real-time information, all the settings can be done remotely. So at the moment, this inverter is working in off-grid mode to assure that if there is a failure of the grid connection, it will immediately, with 0 milliseconds, will start providing power to, will continue providing power to the load, and the PV will not stop working because the PV is synchronized to the connection. So you can see the PV inverters also from Sangro, 110 kilowatt, and then our own logger and energy management and power management systems. So that's all from me. I'm very open now for some questions. So I don't.
Thank you very much, Kaloyan, and congratulations on this great development. From what we gather, it's a very promising activity right now, and you're very busy. And I'm sure among the listeners, several people made sure to hear your call for applications and potentially joining the team. I have some questions for you in terms of your choice at the origin of the company to manufacture locally. I'm playing devil's advocate here, but why didn't you focus on just buying finished products from elsewhere and supply them to projects in your area? Why was it so important for you to be able to manufacture locally?
Well, that's an interesting question, and many people are buying components and reselling, buying batteries and reselling, which is a great model. We have our clients also do it, so I'm happy about this model. Of course, when we started in 2014, there was not much on the market, so it was lead-acid batteries. So we wanted to offer something else. I was still employed at UV when I started playing with lithium iron phosphate batteries with a partner at that time called Anthony Corin, who helped a lot in this eye-opening technology. And it was a difficult sell in 2014, 2015, because nobody knew what is lithium-ion battery, why would you use it? And everybody was saying, okay, the phones are starting burning, so you want to install this in my house. So it was a difficult sell process until, of course, the Tesla Powerwall came out. That was when we actually got real traction, because then you skip the moment where you need to explain why lithium-ion battery. So then basically our company developed, but at that time we already had a good technology to sell. So we're just continuing developing, and we at the moment I cannot understand why we should not be able to manufacture at the same cost or lower than a typical Chinese, US, or European company. So we are perfectly suited for this here in Cape Town, in South Africa. And Cape Town is a beautiful city. I'm happy to stay here forever. So I traveled about 27 countries. So there are many good places, but I mean, it just suits me well. And yeah, we'll just keep moving and growing. Of course, we can open facilities in other countries. We are already looking at European facility and maybe India, but it's still in process of discussion. For now, we are fully committed to grow the South African manufacturing.
And what exactly would you say is like the advantage of manufacturing locally? Like, do you indeed manage to get faster manufacturing cycles and delivering on your clients' order faster, as opposed to having to wait for a shipment to come from abroad? Is it something cost-wise where you manage to get cheaper cost, maybe better products that are better suited to the African environment? Well, what makes it so successful for you? You know, I mean, this question of local manufacturing always comes back, but then when people scratch the surface, there are difficulties, but in your case, it's a success. So what makes it a success?
Yes, so all of this is true, of course. But we trying now to export, as example, to other countries, and the cycle there is significant. From Cape Town, something to go to US is about 6 months. So it's I think for our local clients in South Africa and also other African countries, especially Sub-Saharan Africa, it's very convenient to use a product manufactured here, and of course we have great assets in terms of people in South Africa and in Cape Town particularly, so we can attract good quality people who can take part of our team and develop the product more. So I think we couldn't done better if we would have started any other place. So I think we did quite well, mainly because we are in Cape Town and in South Africa, and then from there on, expansion needs to happen, of course.
And you said you're planning now to manufacture in Europe or in the US. I mean, this sounds like the opposite cycle of things. What is the reasoning there?
The reason is because we get it's exactly the same reason. So we're growing this business now, so the clients are happy with the product. We're exporting this year a couple of megawatt hours. I think 10 megawatt hours went to Europe. So the interest is getting bigger and bigger. And now the only one problem is again the delivery time. So how do you shorten this process and deliver to the clients quicker?
Well, thank you so much, Kaloyan, for sharing all these insights and a little bit about your success story in Africa. It's always great to see companies like yours grow from what seems to be a crazy idea in the beginning, fighting through and then reaching the levels that you have reached. And we wish you really a continued success and hope to see you very soon.
Thank you so much, John. Have a great panel. Thanks.
Thank you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.